This is the road to Grinduro in Quincy, California, which by itself is one of the most beautiful drives in the country.
G'day trendsetters, John with Gravel Cyclist coming to you from the 2019 Grinduro in Quincy, California. It's a bit cold today, it could be rain, there could be some snow, who knows. Anyway, we're going to have a good time, we'll see you soon. Here we are at the back with the trendsetters. We're just cruising, setting no speed records, it's all good.
As you can see, nobody was in a hurry to get rolling, as the only time that counted was the aggregate time of the 4 stages. The time from start to finish means nothing. Grinduro is a challenging event and features long climbs, descending, rolling terrain and single track. It is quite the challenge for rider and bike alike, and more so in 2019, with an interesting mix of weather conditions forecast for the day, September 28, 2019. I was riding the race in a true media capacity, meaning my times did not count anywhere, a good thing really. The first climb was some 20 kilometers or 13 miles in length, with a timed stage and a ton of steep grades along the way. As you can see by how most people are dressed, the temperatures were cold. Check out the size of the single-speed gear being pushed by stays of misfit metal. Ouch! I was happy to have multiple gears, albeit in a 1x configuration. Along the way, I met a couple of fellow Aussies, such as Joe.
Good seeing you. Calling from Melbourne. Would have missed the station.
Hey trendsetters, we're at the point of the course before the first segment. Thankfully I'm not being timed. Everyone else is, so it's going to be a guaranteed sufferfest.
Ahead of me is David, who is another rider smashing out a Grinduro on a single speed. Super impressive. In this scene, I'm at the start of stage 1, which is all uphill, and the bloke wearing the Hawaiian shirt is yet another Aussie. There were some very steep grades on this stage, which had some people turning squares. Do not underestimate the importance of low gears at Grinduro. I know what I'll be using if I return in 2020. On my wheel is Kai of Kai Adventure Bags. Do yourself a favour and check out their tasty lineup of bags for your bicycle. The stage flattens out a little, then kicks up hard for the final ramp to the stage end.
Here we are trendsetters, following stage number 1. It's a pretty tough climb. I saw some grades of 15% and I'm grossly undergeared with a 42x42 1x on a loaner bike. I really wish I had a double right now. Anyway, we've got Mr. Finney up here right now, mate. How are you feeling after that climb?
Really gave it everything I had out there. A couple more stages to go. I'm just hoping to get better and better as the day progresses.
All right, mate. Good luck. Okay, what's he got in the box? He's got donuts. Look at that. For all those hard climbing people who suffered through stage 1. I suffered. Bloody hell. We got our first walking victim. Hey.
I made a quick stop in the chaos of aid station number 1 before pressing on to avoid getting cold, which was predicted to happen as we climbed higher and higher. and this was my first interaction with the party tandem. We also experienced light rain and a little later foggy conditions. Much as stopping to admire the view is a fun time, it didn't take long before cold set in, especially if you dressed on the lighter side. And here we are, pulling into aid station number 2, hosted by Paul Components.
Here we are, trendsetters at aid station number 2. It's chaos here. Everyone's eating food, drinking stuff, drinking beer. There's actually a keg here with the Paul guys. It's pretty cold, but we're pedaling hard and staying warm. It's an awesome time.
Hello. There's no beer here. There's no whiskey.
What do you got there, mate?
I'm not sure. What do we got in this? Pale ale.
Oh, it's Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Oh, very nice, mate. Very nice.
Cheers.
I didn't dilly-dally too long, as this was the coldest part of the course for yours truly. Following the aid station was stage number 2, a full-on long gravelly descent with washboard and other fun stuff in a lot of the corners. I'm a good descender, but I rode conservatively as I have no trouble knowledge of this course, but some of the professional riders are next level descenders. I was mostly freewheeling, but you can see the obvious difference in speed a little bit of pedaling, skill and confidence make. This descent definitely favoured those on a mountain bike. They could be less picky about their lines, allowing bigger tyres and suspension to take the hits. As I mentioned earlier, I wasn't being timed, so I did my best to stay out of the way of those really going for it. Coming up from behind is Sam Baxter aboard a Cannondale slate. Sam is a next level descender, along with being a professional chef in his other life, and a really nice bloke to hang out with.
Hello people, we're at the end of stage 2, which is a descent. It was very cold and everybody was complaining about having cold hands and thumbs and fingers and everything really. Everyone behind me is warming up behind a big pile of trash that's burning away. I might do the same.
Oh, I was like noticed by the bare legs I passed you on the way down. I was like, oh my gosh, how are you doing that?
Riding with the party tandem again, 2 lads blasting tunes and crushing the course. This steep kicker of a climb took everyone to another chance for water, followed almost immediately by stage number 3, one for the rouleurs. It features some descending, rolling terrain and flat out pedaling, and if you had time to admire the scenery, it was pretty amazing. I didn't take any risks on this stage, but there were plenty of riders who pushed for a good time. Jason here had a broken derailleur hanger, which further increased his level of difficulty. Stage 3 draws to a close and it's time for lunch. Because I wasted so much time at lunch, I had to get cracking in order to make the cut-off time for stage 4 that would come later on. Between that stage was a heinously difficult climb that got steeper towards the summit. These images are towards the base, and we had at least 10 miles or 16 kilometers of climbing ahead of us. The fire road became single track and the grades really steepened. I routinely saw 17%, which had me turning squares on the pedals, and beyond that, hiker bike time. Here I'm passed by ultraromance of Instagram and living an awesome life fame with much better gearing than I and sporting a very stylish outfit. Ron and his lady Nam are really nice people, so say hello if you cross paths with them.
That is frozen mix that you see falling in front of us. This has been a very diverse day weather-wise.
As the sign says, this climb really did suck at times, but the scenery and company of my fellow Grinduro riders made it a fun time. The hiker bike continues and soon the weather would get interesting.
Here we are, people, atop some heinously steep grade at Grinduro. Young lady there, she's walking her bike. She doesn't have enough gears. I don't have enough gears. No one has enough gears.
Nobody.
But the view is pretty spectacular up here, I have to say. What are we doing with our lives? It looks like it's snowing. Although I think they call this frozen mix. It's very pretty. I was not expecting this. I hope you guys are enjoying this beautiful snow or frozen mix or whatever it is.
It's very wintry.
It is very, yeah, it's a winter wonderland.
It was indeed a winter wonderland, and I had no complaints playing in the light snow, frozen mix, or whatever it is called. Because I had wasted so much time, I had 3 minutes before the stage 4 cutoff, which was single track. As an FYI, I don't own a mountain bike, and my single track skills are quite suspect at best. I tried my best not to crash or get in the way of those who knew what they were doing. Regardless, riding in the woods of Northern California is an amazing experience. Stage 4 was over 4 miles of single track fun, or just under 7 kilometers long if you prefer the metric system.
Hello everybody. At this point in the video, I've made it to the final checkpoint and through the single track without killing myself.
But the single track wasn't over. There was still a few miles worth to further test the riders. At no point could you ever switch off, and I'd have to say that a hardtail mountain bike could be the best bike choice for Grinduro. As you can see from these scenes, my drop bar gravel bike skills on single track are a bit dodgy at best. The single track finally came to an end. We crossed an active railway line and rode pavement for the remaining miles into the finish. And here's a photo of me trying to look cool with my bike post-race. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel and don't forget to click the bell button to be notified of future videos as they appear on the channel. I'll see you in the next video.